Joining us now, a very close friend of Cyrus Mistry, Supriya Sule. She's known him for more than 3 decades. Supriya, thank you very much for speaking to us. It's very interesting. I saw these images of you with Cyrus over a period of time, and you've known him for 3 decades. The loss of Cyrus Mistry is intensely personal for you.
Oh, totally. For my husband, Sadanand, and me, this is a huge personal loss. He was a wonderful human being, a God's good man, very soft-spoken. He had an exceptionally warm smile, which is so caring, loving. It was very reassuring whenever you met him.
Right.
And he was exceptionally affectionate and a very, very private and a very shy human being.
When did you first meet him? 3 decades, so a long time. Both of you would have been in what school or something? Were you friends there?
No.
Family friends, or how did it?
No, not at all. Of course, the families knew each other, but we didn't go to school. He went to Cathedral and I went to St. Columba. So we came from very different backgrounds, and he went to school and then he went to England to study. And after he came back, actually I'm equally close to his wife, Rohiqa, who was Rohiqa Chagla then. And she was Iqbal Chagla's daughter. And funnily, Iqbal Chagla was my father's lawyer in one of the cases. So the Chaglas and the Pawars had known each other actually longer. And of course, the Mistrys and the Pawars knew each other. But we met through social circles, sports, clubs, school. Our children went to the same kindergarten and the same school. So that was really, our kids being in kindergarten and in school together, it was a huge binding force. And Rohiqa and me are very, very close. And because we were very friendly, the husbands had to get along, kind of a thing.
Supriya, I just can't imagine the loss for Rohiqa and the 2 children. Let's spare a thought for them. The loss of a father, of a husband at such a young age, in such a bizarre manner, it's just, I don't know what to say.
Vishnu, he was not just a father or just a husband. He was a loving, caring, very, very dedicated, committed husband and a fabulous father. I have seen him with the boys playing football, going to take them to eat ice cream, going to the club with them, going to school with them. He was like a dedicated father next door who had a great communication with his kids. The couple traveled together. They did everything together. So it was a very, 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 very loving, caring, and a long relationship. As a matter of fact, we were just chatting about it. They knew each other for 35 years. So it was a long romance, 33 decades of marriage and 5 years of knowing each other and dating. So they've had a 35 years inning, and he's just abruptly left us. It's unfair. I'm actually angry with him that he's left.
He went through that entire period of so many years in his life where he rose to the pinnacle of India's corporate life, the chairperson of the Tatas, and then this very sad fallout with Ratan Tata. It went to the NCLT, it went to the Supreme Court. Ultimately, it didn't work in his favor. Did that leave him a bitter man?
Cyrus is very tough. He's a sturdy guy, And I always told them that when I met them, they were from the SP family. And then, he moved on to this huge job, which a lot of responsibility on his shoulders. And the couple, and I would like to mention Rohiqa in this, especially because Rohiqa and Cyrus, when they were in that very high profile job, they were still the same couple. And as a matter of fact, they couldn't be even more low profile, but they had sort of almost gone, and they're like, no, we need to keep a lower profile. I said, what more, how much more simpler can you be? And you can't keep a low profile. That's why he was very shy. And, I remember a story about him, which I can never forget. I have this habit where I work in Mumbai. It's like a 10-minute walk to Mantralaya. And I was just getting out of Mantralaya, and he was the chairman of Tatas, and I didn't even realize I was just crossing the signal, and this car sort of stopped, and it was a Tata car. It was a small car. And I'm like, why is this person standing? And he told us, Janin, it was true enough, it was our Cyrus. And he's saying, why are you crossing the road and walking? And I said, why are you stopping the car in the middle of the road? And I said, why are you using this car? I'm tired of seeing you in this Tata car, buddy. Get a better and a bigger car. And we'd always joke about it. And he always, and I'd always tell him at Bombay House, the smallest car belonged to the chairman, which was my friend Cyrus Mistry. And I still remember, that how simple and easy he was. And he hated anything which was flash. He was very shy. He hated the camera. He hated attention. He hated everything.
Yeah.
All that.
So he wasn't a changed man after that experience in the Tata?
Not at all. I mean, I thought Rohiqa and Cyrus had even become more low-key. There was no opportunity, but they found a way even to become more low-key. I mean, he would go and have meals with the Prime Minister, President of America. I mean, they were all over the place, but they had they collectively, husband and wife, were exceptionally dignified in that role. Before the role, after the role, they were the same. There was no change.
Did you know the Pandols as well?
Of course.
And it's unfortunately,
very well.
They've had a huge loss as well.
Simon and Farouk are Sudanan and mine. They're very, very close and very dear friends of ours. And Jahangir, unfortunately, we have lost by God's grace. And, the doctors have just been amazing. So Anita and Darius are recovering well. So we are absolutely grateful to the doctors who are looking after them. So the Pandols are also just shattered, and so are the Mistries. So it's a very, very difficult time for all of us because we went to 2 funerals today. So it's been really challenging.
Supriya, one final question to you, and I think it's so important for someone like you to speak about the importance of seat belts or road safety. Let's face it, we aren't serious about this in our country, and all of us make the mistake of not wearing a seat belt in the rear of a car. And then something like this happens and we have this bitter lesson to learn. 1.5 lakh people die in road accidents in India every year. It's almost as if we have no value for life. So what is your message to people, young people, old people, everybody out on the roads on seat belts and road safety?
Well, before I tell anybody, Vishnu, I have to lead by example myself. Yes. So I think the first change I need to tell myself that whether I'm on a bike, whether I'm in a car, wherever I am, safety first. You're absolutely right in what you said. We Indians take safety very, very casually. Look at the way people travel in trains. Look at the way we're so casual about things. I mean, I sit on a bike. I was just telling somebody earlier today that, helmet is compulsory. But there are times if I'm getting delayed for a program, I would sit on a bike. And I wear a helmet now, not because of safety, but because I'm scared somebody is going to troll me, which is so foolish actually, and I admit to that. Or whenever I sit in a car, I travel 8 to 10 hours regularly in a car all over Maharashtra. I am not wearing a belt.
Are you going to wear a seat belt now in the back of the car?
I traveled yesterday and I have promised. I mean, a friend of mine called Aarti called me and said, when we were discussing about me coming back, I was in my constituency, she said, promise me today that wherever you sit in a car, you will wear a belt. I mean, we didn't have to lose Cyrus and, our friends to go through this. I mean, we've lost Jahangir, we've lost Cyrus. Now, do we need to learn from that? Which is which is foolish. And I take ownership of it. I mean, I'm going to do that. And I may sound repetitive, but I've decided from today that any opportunity I get to speak in a public place, I am going to talk about road safety, be it a train, be it a car, be it a plane, be it a motorcycle, wherever, safety first. I think we Indians take safety very, very lightly and we take it for granted with us.
Supriya, that's a very strong message, and that's something that we'll keep talking about on this network as well. We've done that for many years, and hopefully our roads will be safer. Very sorry for your loss of a friend, somebody your entire family knew so well, and I hope you are able to deal with this in the days ahead. Thank you so much for speaking to us.